Good afternoon, Santa Clara. I'm Mayor Lisa Gilmore. Thank you for joining us today on Mayor at Noon. Our show focuses on the impacts of COVID-19 on the community, and you'll have an opportunity to ask us questions live. A year ago, our summer gatherings and events were canceled due to the pandemic, and life definitely felt much different. As we move towards reopening safely, we head into summer with a bit more optimism. All of us have experienced the importance of community. For a long while, we were unable to connect with others at events. One of those highly anticipated events in Santa Clara is the Parade of Champions. Here to talk to us today is Anna Vargas Smith, the president of the Santa Clara Parade of Champions. Welcome, Anna.
Thank you, Lisa. Mayor Lisa, thank you so much for being here.
So happy to have you here today. Anna has been a Santa Clara resident in the Old Quad neighborhood for most of her life. She has deep roots in Santa Clara, attending St. Clair School and Santa Clara High School. I'm a Buxer High School grad, but that's okay. I'll still let you stay here.
We have the St. Clair's thing together.
Exactly.
Alumni.
She ventured off for a while attending college at Cal State LA, where she earned a bachelor's degree in business administration with distinction. In her professional life, Anna has been a marketing manager at Sony Electronics. She has also served Santa Clara on the Historical and Landmarks Commission, was appointed to the Downtown Community Task Force, is a member of the Santa Clara Rotary Club, and a board member of the Silicon Valley Chamber of Commerce. Through her grassroots effort and exceptional marketing skills, Anna was instrumental, very instrumental, in bringing back the Parade of Champions after a 24-year hiatus.
Can you believe it? Wow.
I can't believe that. Her hard work has been recognized with many awards for revitalizing the parade tradition, which last year had to shift to a virtual format, an amazing accomplishment for the parade organizers. I am pleased to introduce Anna Vargas Smith to our audience today. Welcome again, Anna.
Thank you for having me, Lisa. I'm so excited that things are turning around here in Santa Clara. June 15th is a magical date, so we're really hoping to bring back the live parade this year, and that's why we're here to talk about it today.
I can't wait. I have a lot of questions for you too,
Ready.
and a lot of questions that the community has been asking me. What's going on with the Parade of Champions? But first of all, I want to talk a little bit about you. You've been so involved in the community for your entire life from a very young age. What compelled you to be so involved? It sounds like it might be in your DNA, but tell us about why you got involved in the first place.
Totally, I think it was inevitable. My dad was very much into parades, festas. I'm Portuguese American, so we were definitely a member of the SES Hall, St. Anthony, Our Lady of Fatima. It's a huge tradition here in Santa Clara, and they love a parade, and so do I. So. Also St. Clair's, I think always involved in community. It's just something that was indoctrinated into us, I think. Yeah.
Right.
And this is a passion. I'm so glad I'm able to do this.
Okay, great. So now you mentioned the Parade of Champions. Let's talk about the Parade of Champions. I remember watching it. I'm older than you, but I remember watching it when I was very young, participating in it as well. So why don't you tell us about the rich history of the Parade of Champions in Santa Clara for those who maybe didn't have the benefit of watching the parades in the past?
Well, I'm a total history geek. One of the things that I loved about the parade was that its roots started in 1945. It was established to welcome back our World War II veterans and to honor the memory of those who made the ultimate sacrifice and didn't make it back. The community raised funds and welcomed them back into the fold with this huge parade. And the parade just became so popular that they decided, let's just do this every single year. And it ran for 50 years. In fact, the parade was the second largest parade in the state of California, right behind the Pasadena Rose Bowl parade. So at one point it had like 50,000 in attendance. Used to be a week-long kind of parade. Eventually it became just 3 days towards the end, but it was full of carnival and nonprofits having food booths, and there was the Lions Firemen's Breakfast on Sunday.
I'll never forget that. Yes.
Yeah, there was so much to love about the parade and all the festivities.
And I think we do have a clip from 1986.
Yes.
It's just a short clip. Let's take a look at that.
There's a tremendous amount of talent in all these high school bands.
Recognize that voice, Lisa?
We are so pleased to have
Who is that?
It's Larry Marsali.
That's Larry Marsali.
Yes. This is downtown Santa Clara, right off Monroe, where the staging area was.
Probably in front of the Coast to Coast hardware store.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Some of these parades would be like 2-3 hours long, I remember as a kid. I always liked to sit on the curb and watch it.
Is that the Vanguard? Santa Clara Vanguard?
I don't think so.
I don't think
it has
so
the green
either, no.
uniform. Vanguard's red. Now that's an
they have
institution,
green, red.
50 years old in Santa Clara.
And they participated in every parade. didn't
Every
they?
parade from the beginning.
Including 2019.
Including 2019. Amazing group. I love a marching band.
Still gives me the chills to
It
hear the
does,
marching
doesn't it?
band. It really does.
It never gets old. Look at the crowd. Mesmerized. I feel like I'm 10 again right now watching this.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. All right. Boy, does that bring back memories. So, Anna, so tell us, who did the parade honor in the past? Do you remember some of the Grand Marshals? Because I know every Parade of Champions had either a celebrity or a local celebrity, or a Hollywood celebrity, or a Grand Marshal.
Well, I have a list right here.
Oh, you came prepared.
I
Thank
came
you.
prepared, you know. One of my favorites was Fess Parker. He was kind of responsible for bringing back Great America. I have this distinctive memory of like St. Clair's Assembly, and here walks in Daniel Boone. It was pretty exciting, you know, for us kids. But there's some great names on here. Joanna Kearns from Hollywood, Mickey Mouse, Bugs Bunny, Larry Marsali himself. You just heard him. Father Walter Schmidt. Look at this, Bob Eubanks from Hollywood.
Oh, I remember Bob Eubanks. I have a picture, and I'm going to still find it, of me sitting on his lap. I was about 10 years old.
Oh my God, I got to see that.
Then he was the host of the Newlywed Game,
Yes.
for those who
My mom
remember.
loved him.
And Rodney Allen Rippey.
Rippey, yes.
Oh my gosh.
Frank Sapina.
Frank Sapina, our beloved police chief.
he was
and
amazing.
Carrie Procurnier, Dr. Carrie Procurnier from Agnew. She was a Grand Marshal.
And so many Olympians. Oh my gosh.
Right. In fact, my father was telling me about a pole vaulter who turned into, it was a Reverend Bob, I can't remember his name offhand, but a two-time Olympian for
That's
pole
incredible.
vaulting. And that's pretty amazing.
We have superstars.
When did the original parade end, and do you know why it ended?
It was a sad day. It ran for 50 years, up until 1995. And over that period of time, in the 90s, I remember the 90s, I happened to move away in 89 to the East Coast, and I actually lived in Pasadena for a while. Loved that parade too. But in 95, when it ended, it basically, a lot of things were changing in Silicon Valley. There was a recessionary economic downturn, and the parade was needed to transition to a new format that incorporated a lot more technology, because that's how people communicated in the 90s. Internet was big, everything was online, businesses, websites. It was a different world. With all that happened, they decided to take a hiatus. The sad part is it just didn't come back for 24 years.
Well,
It's
the
heartbreaking.
Marcelli and the Cunha family were running the parade for so long. They put all their heart and soul
They
into
did.
it, and nobody picked up the torch
That is very
until
so.
24 years later. Someone named Anna Vargas Smith decides to pick up the torch, and the parade is resurrected. How in the world did that happen?
I met the right people. I met other crazy parade people. I mean, I can give you the name, you know, Mary Grizzle, Carrie Artizzoni, Rod Dunham. We all felt very strongly about the parade. Like yourself, we grew up with it. It just was, it was the DNA of Santa Clara right before your eyes for 2 or 3 hours. It's like if you wanted to know about Santa Clara, you watch the parade. So we
all look forward to it, didn't we?
do.
We like couldn't wait for that week of the parade and all the other festivities that went along with it.
It was like the most special part of the year. It's like after summer, you come back to school, it was homecoming, and then it was the parade, and you connected with people you didn't see all summer or year long. And then suddenly it was Thanksgiving and it was Christmas. It was like everyone was together again. It was an amazing event.
So it's when you talk about the parade, it's physically attending the parade, but there's an emotional aspect of it as well. So tell us, why do you think that this parade is so important to Santa Clara, especially now?
A lot of, by being part of these community groups, I really got to hear the stories and history of Santa Clara. I am a total history geek. And some of the stories that would surface over and over again at these city events and wherever we were tabling it was an instant bonding moment with that person. They would be, how about that parade? Why don't we bring that back? And then they would talk about how they were 10 and in the parade, or they were in the marching band. And suddenly this person who was a stranger a moment ago became like, we were Santa Clarans together. We felt that pride and that joy and just that emotional bonding. So I would love to just resurrect that feeling again. And it still exists because we're still a small town. Technically, I feel, even though we're in the center of Silicon Valley, we still have a small town vibe, and people really are craving that nostalgia right now. And I think that's what brought on the success of the parade, for sure.
And I believe that as well. Like you said, we have the biggest high-tech companies in the world here in the city of Santa Clara, but somehow we've been able to maintain our small town feeling, and this brings back so many emotions for a lot of people. I have to say, when I heard about the parade coming back, and I remember Rod Dunham sitting in the front row of our city council chambers with his parade hat on, and he just sat there, and he's an older guy, not too old, sorry Rod, but he sat there, and it was like, I remember that. It just brought back such wonderful feelings. So it's recreating these feelings about our community that we all felt so warm and happy about, in the past, especially at a time now that we really need that. So it was just amazing to me that you brought it back in such a short period of time. But I think we have a video clip to talk about to show the 2019 parade.
I get chills. I've probably watched this hundreds of times. I can't get past it. I love it.
Is Brandy Chastain up there?
Yes, look at it. She is really wonderful.
There's Andy Ratterman.
There he is. That's a historic.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Santa Clara Parade of Champions.
A younger me.
Love the red jacket. Yeah.
And the sense of community that this parade has created for us. So we want to thank the Parade
And it's Yogi
of
Bear.
Champions Committee, Anna Vargas and her committee, for bringing this back.
They were an amazing band too. We had 11 marching bands.
The second largest parade in the state of California at one point. So it was very significant to Santa Clara. We are happy to be the organization that brought it back. We also want to thank the mayor and council for their advocacy of this wonderful unifying event in Santa Clara. Otherwise, we would not be having.
There's the Marsali family,
I want to thank Susan
our
Oliver
veterans.
because of the county sponsorship of this parade. It's going to be another 50-year tradition is what we're aiming for. So
Thank you so much for this. Thank you for being here.
Susan Ellenberg.
And our Portuguese band. There you go. They're awesome.
It was wonderful. It was wonderful to see the Marcelli family. We had Elise Marcelli and B. Cunha. They worked with their husbands for so many decades to run the parade, and then their family members to have them there. And they enjoyed it so much. Let me tell you, I've never seen two women so happy that they didn't have to organize it, but yet they were enjoying the parade so much. I want to tell you that one of the most challenging aspects of any event like a parade includes volunteer coordination. And I have to say, I was a little bit nervous about that in the beginning, knowing what a Herculean task it is to have that. So how did you work and get all these volunteers in Santa Clara to work so cohesively together?
I think Santa Clara has this amazing nonprofit tradition. I mean, we are super community oriented in Santa Clara. I remember that since I was a kid. And just reaching out to the schools, they were so supportive. The youth groups, the scouts, the Rotary Club, the chamber, the city, we were all so gung-ho about the parade. And people were happy to volunteer for the parade, you know. So we were lucky to have Ray Pulver, who's from Upbeat Parades, our consultant for arranging all the logistics and everything. And he came in with some processes that really made the training and the recruiting a little bit easier, and we created a database. But every year you got to look for new volunteers, right?
Right,
you know?
I know I'm going to give you at the end. You're going to a call to action. I know you're not going to let us leave without without putting your ask out there for this year. So the parade had a lot of participants. Can you tell us about the registrants in the parade and who they represented? Because I think it was pretty amazing the diversity of registrants you had in the parade.
It was so fascinating that from a history point of view, everyone who had been in the parade like 24 years ago was ready to be in the parade again. You know, it's like we had the Kiwanis, Rotary, the Lions, they all showed up and they're like, we're in it, count us in.
Large groups and small groups.
Large
I see
groups
like
and
a group of 5 children with the sign.
Yes, it was a total of 91 registrants.
Wow.
But the 91 totaled out to 2,000 people in the parade. So that was quite a large turnout. And it was everyone from sports teams to Mission College, West Valley, Santa Clara University. Everybody was represented. We had a huge Sikh community that did an amazing float, and they danced and they passed out waters. They were just amazing. We had MCA, we had the Baptist Church, we had St. Clair's was in it. It was just everybody was represented.
And who ends the parade every year?
Vanguard,
of course. The Vanguard, right?
We love the Vanguard.
We love them.
They're
yes.
a 50-plus year institution. They've been here as part of the parade from the very beginning.
Right.
They're outstanding
Fabulous.
world-class winners. They've won numerous times around the world. They travel, and I'm so glad that they always make a point of being in our parade no matter what.
Right. I had Jeremy Van Wert on here. He's the executive director, the new executive director of the Vanguard, Santa Clara Vanguard. And they're pretty amazing in their support of our community. But let me ask you about your announcer, Taylor Almirante. He was awesome, and the way he called the parade in 2019 and as a virtual announcer. How did you get Taylor? He's a pretty sought after celebrity in this area.
Well, Taylor also grew up with the Parade of Champions, and he has deep roots in Santa Clara, absolutely. He's an announcer for the Earthquakes, and in our community, the Portuguese American community, you gotta love soccer, you gotta love a parade, and and community. That's just
Even
what
those
happens.
of us that are part Portuguese, I love soccer and a parade.
You know it, right? We're indoctrinated early on, so it was just such a natural fit. He was so excited to be part of it, and he's going to be part of it again this year. So.
Oh, good, you signed him up.
Sign
for
him
the
up.
future. Okay, very good. So now let's see, 2020. I have to go to 2020. I don't want to forget that because we're all sheltering in place, and you say we're going to do a virtual parade. Okay, so in my mind I'm thinking, how in the world are you going to do a virtual parade? But you pulled it off. Tell us about the 2020 virtual parade.
I think we were all fatigued by COVID by the time the August summer rolled around, and there was like no end in sight for COVID, and we're all starving for a connection. And these heroes, the people who took care of us, our leadership, civic, business, everybody was making sure everyone was taken care of in Santa Clara, even risking their lives. The frontline heroes,
right.
The teachers, the firemen, the police department, everybody risked their lives to make sure we were safe as a community. And we were so deeply grateful that it's like, if this is not the year, we're going to skip a parade, like we
And you had a theme, right?
We
what
did.
Was the theme?
It was honoring our American heroes, front lines and community heroes. We were determined to have it. So we looked at what's happening around us, and we were inspired by Fremont Porch Parade and the Half Moon Bay. They basically got an iPhone and Zoom and just started talking to the community. So we thought, well, let's go one step further, and just with the help of a community grant, we hired a production company. And I invite you you all to definitely watch this
So
2020
it is
parade.
online, so
It
I know
is
we're going to give
online.
information on your website afterwards. Watch the virtual parade online. It's amazing.
It's a first for us, but we think it
Right.
went off beautifully. And that's because the community wanted to do it. We had 120 entries. So you can imagine all the processing that went on with those videos. It was incredible.
All right,
We're
so
grateful.
here's the big question. 2021, what can we expect this year? Online, in person, hybrid, what's going on?
So we learned a lot over the last 2 years since we brought back the parade, and one of them is people really like that virtual aspect, the live streaming and the chat. They wanted to be engaged that way. We had people all the way on the East Coast contacting us like, I miss Santa Clara, and this is so awesome, you can watch this online. So we're going to incorporate that into the live parade. But we are starved for just connecting again. I can't wait myself, and I know how you feel about it too.
I
It's
need
going
to be on a
amazing.
flow. I need to be waving. I've been practicing for a year and a half, that special wave. We need people. Isn't that the truth? We need to be around each other, and what a great way for us to really come out of this pandemic
And
in celebrate in a super positive way. Do you have a theme for this year's parade?
Yes, we're not done with celebrating our heroes.
Right.
You know,
And there's plenty of them, aren't there?
There are so many in our community, and they deserve the accolades. We're alive because of the risks they took, and it's hard to get past that. Just like when the parade started in 1945 and we honored the World War II vets who put their lives on the line to make sure the world is a safer place, I feel like we're reliving that again. And so it's very important to celebrate and have a live parade this year as we're coming out of COVID.
I love that. I think that's fantastic.
wait.
So we're looking forward to in-person parade. And if you can't make it or you live on the East Coast,
Live
you can
stream.
watch it live stream as well. Have you told Taylor that? He's going to do
Oh, he's
in-person
ready.
and live, ready to go. All right, well, thank you, Anna. So next we're going to take questions or comments from Facebook and YouTube. Do we have any questions? Okay, we do. So first, Larry. Hi, Larry. I got my second COVID vaccine today. Keep up the good work, Mayor Gilmore and President Smith. Oh, you're President Smith. I'm like, President Smith.
That sounds so
Thank you,
impressive.
Larry. We appreciate it. And thank you for getting your second shot. Congratulations.
Kudos, Larry.
The more people that get vaccinated, the more we can get things back to the way we want them to be.
This is motivation now. You want to be in that parade? Let's do this.
Come on, Larry. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Larry.
Mary Grizzle, great interview. What do you have to say about Mary?
Mary is just a little live wire. She just goes and goes. What an asset. That whole crew is amazing.
Right. Flora, Duarte Freitas, such a great session. Thank you. Thank you, Flora. Thank you for watching. We appreciate it. Mariani's in. Anna, you do so much for Santa Clara. Our community is better because of people like you. Looking forward to the Parade of Champions.
They were a great sponsor in our return of our historic parade in 2019.
That's wonderful, and I think what people, I know what people say about you and the parade and everything you're involved in. They love your positivity. People love the fact that you are so much about Santa Clara.
I love Santa Clara.
And you love Santa Clara, and it really shows, and the positive aspects of our community really shine through, Anna. And so we all appreciate that, because we have just been through more than a year of negativity and pretty much awfulness in our community, but you are bringing us some hope and some light, and that's why I wanted to have you on the show today, because I think you're a really good role model for how we should really be acting even in these negative times. There are so many things to be grateful for. So as the program comes to an end, Anna, what is your call to action? And don't pull out a big list and tell me. What is your call to action for our viewers, and what final thoughts would you like to leave us with?
Well, first of all, I definitely want to thank the city, Mayor Lisa, council, the community for believing in us, because without you guys, we couldn't do this. It was a monumental task, but it was super meaningful, and it's a beloved parade, and we couldn't go on without having this tradition be brought back. And clearly, it's only going to benefit us to have it back, especially after COVID. So my call to action is we are looking for volunteers, and who doesn't want to help out a parade? It's super fun, make new friends. We offer community credits for students. Last year we had a great number of students
Can I
participate.
say that I have watched online when you get together with your community volunteers, you have so much fun.
We do.
Don't forget the fun part of it, because
This is why.
your parade organizing committee was just had a lot of fun in doing this and putting this on for the community.
And that's the best part of it. It was super fun. Either if you were behind the scenes or in the parade or watching from the stands, it was really an incredibly good time. And sponsors, be a part of the historic return of the parade at post-COVID. I mean, this is a time to rejoice. It's a victory parade. We made it. Some of us did. And it's also going to be a celebration of the memory of those who didn't. We're just grateful that we can do this right now. So thank you for believing in us.
But
it
the
means a
city
great deal.
too is a sponsor of this too, and
Yes.
our entire council is supportive, and we don't all agree on everything, as you know, but we all agree on this, that this is a really fantastic thing
Thank
for our
you.
community, and that's why we support it as well. So tell us how people can get involved.
I invite you all to go to our website, www.scparadeofchampions.org. It's set up for any user to use. If you want to volunteer, just click on that button and there's a form and sign up. Same thing with sponsorships, same thing with participating in the parade. We're only going to have 100 maximum units this year, so sign up early, sign up soon, because we're just going to play it safe. It's our first year out from COVID, and we're going to do it right. We're going to make sure we comply with everything the county requires, but let's have a good time. We need it.
And I have to tell you, 2 days ago here at City Hall, we honored the Santa Clara University women's soccer team for winning the College Cup, the NCAA College Cup, and the national championship. So when I talked to some of the ladies, the Lady Broncos, I said, well, I'm sure Anna Vargas Smith is going to be calling you to be in the Parade of Champions. They were so excited.
Oh my
They
God.
want to be in a parade. Of course, who doesn't want to be in a parade, right? They were excited about being in a parade and hope they don't have a game on that day.
Oh,
so
God,
that
we don't want that.
They can be in the parade.
Oh, thank you.
Because they are local heroes as well, local champions.
We're proud of them.
And we're proud of them too. So I think that it really. Thank you for what you're doing, because it really amplifies our community spirit and our community pride. And I know this is especially important to you because I know we just lost your father just a couple weeks ago. And having you here with your positive attitude, and I know we're doing it, you have his thing and his memory today too.
He came with me today.
He came with you today. I just want to express all of our condolences to you.
Thank you.
But also our appreciation and our love for you to come and continuing on in his honor and your family's honor to do this on behalf of the city. So thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate it. That's all the time we have today for Mayor at Noon. Join us next time for Mayor at Noon 3 weeks from now on June 25th. We have our State of the City in between, so we'll be skipping a week, but June 25th. So until next time, be well, Santa Clara. And thank you for joining us.